April 21st, 2015. A quiet evening at North Kern State Prison in California was shattered by the sound of gunfire. A correctional officer was simply doing his job, securing the prison yard, when 20 to 30 shots would ring out from the perimeter of the prison. An 18-year veteran of the department would survive. The officer was wearing his stab vest, which slowed down the bullet but did not stop it. The incident raised suspicions, as it was clear that this wasn't a random drive-by shooting. The perpetrator had a target in mind. The surrounding roads were blocked off for hours as investigators delved into the incident. Yet the suspect was never apprehended.
And the feeling among the correctional staff inside is kind of shock and disbelief that this would happen at our prison.
It seemed that someone harbored ill intentions towards the prison staff, leading to questions about their identity and motivations. Was it a former inmate seeking revenge, or did they hold a grudge against the prison's personnel? This prison is the first stop for many inmates entering the system. For many, it may be their first time. Others are veterans of the California prison system and know the process like the back of their hand. While there are other prisons that also assist in this mission, one of the main roles of this prison is to intake some of the most dangerous men entering the prison system. On this episode of Chasing Crime, we'll be taking a look at one of the most hazardous prisons in California, with regular occurrences of inmate-on-inmate violence. Established in April 1993, North Kern State Prison predates its neighboring facility, Kern Valley State Prison, by 12 years. I previously profiled Kern Valley State Prison. Click the link above to check that out. Its opening did not attract much attention, receiving only a brief mention in the local newspaper. In 2012, North Kern implemented a solar voltaic power plant, which expects to save the prison $13.3 million over 20 years. The current yearly budget for the prison is an astounding $214 million. The prison has 1,289 staff, positions allocated, while the majority of inmates housed here are in the reception portion. There are a small number of inmates, 841, that are located in the Level 3 medium security section. The remaining 3,293 are non-level specified, as they are awaiting the classification process, which could take up to 90 days. During this time, the facility houses inmates of all security levels until they are transferred to a prison appropriate for their assigned security level. According to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, the process includes compiling the inmates' criminal records, life histories, medical and psychological histories, and social relationships. NKSP staff determines the inmate's classification score and institutional placement. The inmate is placed in one of 4 security levels. The classification staff representative then approves the endorsement of the offender to the assigned institution. After being assigned, transportation to the new facility could take more time, depending on the bus and bed availability at the new facility. Delano, California, where North Kern State Prison is located, has experienced a significant population surge due to the constructions of prisons in Kern County. From 22,000 residents in 1990, the city's population surpassed 50,000 by 2020. The median household income for Delano residents is $48,344, and the average cost of a house is slightly over $212,000. The scorching summer temperatures can reach the upper 90s, adding to the intensity of the environment, potentially contributing to heightened aggression among the residents of the prison. Unfortunately, violence between inmates is a regular occurrence at North Kern. With a history of inmate-on-inmate assaults, there have been 2 inmate-on-inmate murders at the facility since February 2023. The first occurred on February 8, 2023. An officer was conducting a welfare check and noticed that the victim, Ariel Torres, was unresponsive. The cellmate, Matthew Holverstadt, was suspected in the attack. Torres was convicted in November 2022 of a child sex offense and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Holverstadt was sentenced in August 2022 for murdering his own father. He attempted to convince police that his father had slipped and fell, but suffered 6 blunt force injuries to the head. Holverstadt also immediately attempted to claim his father's estate, valued at $800,000 to $900,000. The following month, in March, another murder would occur, and in similar fashion, the victim just entered this prison for a similar offense. Juan Villanueva was found unresponsive in his cell. Villanueva had arrived at North Kern on February 2, 2023. This wasn't the first murder for the alleged killer, and he had recently been convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder and 7 counts of attempted second-degree murder. Who would guess that serial killer Ramon Escobar wouldn't try to kill again, this time in prison? His victims were mostly in the Los Angeles area and were typically homeless men unable to defend themselves. The 2 suspects were going through the classification process and were awaiting word on what prison they would be transferred to. I'm guessing it will be a maximum security facility, and that's after they're moved from disciplinary segregation. While attacks on staff are also an unfortunate part of life at this prison, a few incidents stand out. In April 2000, 3 staff were attacked over the course of a day. Following the attacks, a facility-wide shakedown was conducted. Staff located 12 weapons across the prison, 7 of which were buried in one of the prison yards, showing that you really have to search everywhere when looking for contraband. Traymar Robinson would take out 2 staff in December 2019. He would knock one officer unconscious and break the hand of another officer. Robinson was in prison to serve a 4-year sentence for vehicle theft. He is now serving his time across the way at Kern Valley State Prison. A staff member at the facility, Solomon Stanley, sued the prison in 2014 for $1 million after he said he was harassed by the administration because of his religion. Stanley is a practicing Rastafarian, and his hair and beard are part of his religion. He quit the department due to the non-stop comments and stress, including being called Bob Marley. It is unclear what the outcome of the case was. Another scandal at the prison would occur in 2010. A leaked email from then Warden Stephen Ojeda showed that he was not providing inmates facing disciplinary action proper due process. The email indicated that a group of 77 inmates accused of interfering with officers would face consequences no matter what. The email read in part that he would provide the disciplinary lieutenants with direction prior to the hearing and ensure they understand to hold all of these inmates accountable. Tragically, Ojeda would pass away in a car accident 5 years later. Before we move on to a recent headline-grabbing inmate at this facility, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new content. Paul Flores was a recent intake to this facility. Flores made national headlines after he was sentenced to serve 25 years to life for the murder of Kristen Smart. What makes his case unique is that his conviction occurred more than 25 years after the disappearance of Smart from California Polytechnic State University in San Luis Obispo. Smart's body was never located, but she was declared legally dead in 2002. Flores will eventually move on to another facility, where he will probably spend the next years of his life at. While North Kern may not be the most intriguing facility in the California prison system, its significance lies in its crucial role in the intake and classification of inmates. It remains a dangerous correctional facility, plagued by inmate-on-inmate violence and frequent assaults on staff members. This was a Prison Profile by Chasing Crime. Thanks for watching. As always, see you next time.